go. Okay, today is back and buys. Now, I haven't been keeping up with uploading as much lately, I'll be honest. The last video you guys got and the one before that were both recorded the same weekend, but they were posted a week apart from each other. So, I mean, it is what it is. I just wasn't feeling up to it. I also had some issues with the back day that I posted, being able to render it in 4K. I uh, I had to render it in 2K because I didn't have enough space, but I did order a um, flash drive, USB drive, so it shouldn't be a problem. At least not unless I shoot something that's like 2 hours long, which I don't see myself doing. So from here on out, all the videos, no matter how long they are, should be in 4K. Shouldn't run into any issues. But beyond that, that that cat you guys saw in the beginning of the video, it's one of the strays that we have in our little neighborhood here. We feed a bunch of the stray cats, but a couple of them, like two or three of them, I think no, I think it's two of them that I know of, will actually come up to you, and as long as you're like feeding them, they'll let you pet them. So there's been a couple times where one of them has just come up and acted cute and let you pet them because they wanted food without there being food there already. So that's cool. Uh, they came up earlier today, and that was right after we fed them, so it was coming back up to the door, to the screen door there, to see if we can sucker us out of any more food. But beyond that, we got a couple movements that I've planned out for today. I've been really enjoying these kind of pull down row combos where you set up the bench and you have the D handles and you're kind of doing one of these. And I've made whole workouts out of it, just sitting there. Well, basically doing the same, like, not the same thing. You set the bench up, have the cable stacks with the cable up above you. Now, maybe a little bit lower than like the top rung, but you can use one D handle for a really deep stretch for the single arm lat pull downs, and then get a second one, put that on there, and do the lat pull down row kind of combo, and then flip around, grab a straight bar, and do pullovers. I did that last time. I didn't do it the first couple times I had this kind of like plan for the workouts for back days, but the last time I did it, and I lit up my fucking lats. Now, biceps unfortunately have been like a secondary thought on these back days because it's so much more volume for the back than there is for buys on these pull days. Um, so I just kind of get them pumped real quick at the end so I can check the back pump, which I might end up doing today, like I have been. That's the one thing I do miss about my old split is being able to have the full arm pump at the end of it. Just everything being pumped and big. But I do have to admit the frequency of the training has really helped me with my progress. I can tell that I've made some pretty decent progress in this last was it almost 2 months now. Uh, Definitely feeling bigger. I don't know for a fact if I'm looking bigger to everyone else, but I personally look at myself and I'm looking at my shoulders, my chest, my back, looking bigger. Um, So I'm gonna keep this routine up for another while. Definitely. I think it just kind of forces me to have trained harder because I've one have less days that I'm training like individual like muscle groups. So I'm training them harder. But at the same time, since there's less days in the split overall, I'm training them more frequently. So I'm training them harder and more frequently, thus I'm making more progress. At least that's how I'm seeing it unfold. So yeah, I might end up shuffling some. No, yeah, I'm just gonna keep to it. It's a tried and true split for a reason. So, as far as the calories are looking, I'm thinking I'm gonna go another week um, at 2,500 calories and maybe just stick there, depending on how I feel, for a while because all cards on the table, full transparency, haven't been sticking to my calories. I've had a general like amount that I try to keep. I'm definitely trying to keep my protein tracked, and I'll get to my calorie limit, quote unquote, for the day, and I've been snacking like a lot. And I, in the grand scheme of things, I've been on a good trajectory for weight gain, but not necessarily being the goal. At least as of right now, I've been trying to either very slowly gain or stay the same weight and just gain weight by the as a byproduct of getting bigger. Now it's only been 2 months, so I'm not seeing massive change, but the idea is if I keep my calorie amount here and I occasionally, or I guess in my case frequently, go above that with little snacks and stuff like that, I'm still staying in this range here from here to here. So like if I go up in calories, that range would be up here and I'd be a lot that much further above my maintenance than I want to be. So I'm taking into account my slacking and trying to adjust accordingly, if that makes sense. I'm trying to game myself and trick myself into staying relatively close to where I want to be at because obviously my self control has been lacking lately. Um, Now, I would make a major correction if it was resulting in a lot of fat gain, which as of yet hasn't been the case. So I'm going to try and right the ship before it goes off track, too far, and try to stay on track and just have a steady weight gain instead of a big spike. Not do what I did before. I just go straight into a bulk. I haven't exactly gone into a huge surplus. So there's been pretty high days. Don't get it twisted. There's been really high calorie days where I don't even know how many calories I ate, but I'm going to keep into account. I might even lower like I'm at the end of this week, I might lower the calories just to have that buffer zone be more within the range where I should be at, or at least where I want to be at. But I should be uh, aiming to stay in the calorie goal without having to go over, um, which always would be nice. But again, I'm taking myself and my past decisions into account here and trying to play it accordingly. Um, if anything, when everything's said and done, I'll just go on another cut eventually and I'll lose any excess fat. But hopefully by then I'll have put on more muscle in the progress or in the process. So let's get in there and start with the first movement. Okay, so things don't always go as planned. It's a little packed in here tonight, more than it usually is, so we're just going to improvise. Figured I was gonna do single arm rows, but they weren't really feeling the way I wanted them to, so I'm just gonna do a bit of heavy V grip rows and just go for a couple tension based sets to start off with. If it opens up, or the opportunity presents itself, hit some of those pull over, kind of flat pull down type does with the bench. So a little bit heavier in the next set, kind of focusing 50% on my lats, 50% on the upper back. The heavier it gets, so there's more upper back, but I could probably go a little bit heavier and still have that 50-50 focus. Doing these heavier sets, trying to do basically when I'm trying to focus on the lats a little bit more. It's kind of less feel like I'm kind of crabbing it, like crab posing, and pulling like this. Trying to keep my, I guess my forearms in line with the bar almost, and just kind of pull with my elbows instead of with my hands. Like I'm thinking, pull the elbow back instead of just pulling the bar. I guess if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, I think we'll do one more of those and move on to something else. I'm not exactly sure yet what that something else will be. Okay. Okay. So we might be in luck as a spot for those flat pull down type deals. May have just opened up. Okay. Those close grip rows definitely 50-50 with the lats and the upper back. But I think I was going to do the two D handles and do the more upper back focused version of this, but I think I'm gonna do some T-bar rows to finish off upper back. Now I want to get that really deep stretch for the lats, because my lats are fucking pumped right now, for sure, but it could be more pumped. So let's go ahead and fix that issue. Actually, this needs to be. That should be good. Okay. This fucking movement really tears open your lats. I might have to get something to hold the bench still for the next set. I remember with these, you gotta really let your scapula or shoulders just kind of come out and fully stretch out. Yeah, I don't know what it is about doing the single arm pull downs with this angle. I feel it way more than doing on like the regular lat pull down setup. Okay, got the plates. Pull them down the front end. Should be able to focus more on the movement instead of trying to keep the bench still. It's really hard to load up on this movement because you gotta pull it into position here first. Okay.
Just hold it. Form. Step back. Sit side. Press down.
I looked back because I wasn't sure if I hit record or not.
Side.
Oh.
Side. Hold the bar. Use the bar.
Okay.
3. Good. This is the last one. Actually, this is the last thing you're doing with triceps.
Okay. Adjusted the seat this time around. I might have been a mistake, I don't know yet. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be way better.
He's at the bottom. Yes. He's at the bottom. so close to the bottom. So just think about putting your hand straight down.
Oh
Okay?
fuck.
If you go straight down,
This one's a little harder to
see how the bar's in front of me, not by my body.
set the weight down with than it is in the other setup. For some reason, I feel like I'm getting pulled a lot further.
All right, roll it up. Because you're sitting upward. That's why. Okay.
Fuck. Okay, I guess we're doing some type of barbell row instead. Okay, we're scratching the barbell rows, just going straight to biceps. I'm gonna take a more moderate weight, go for a little bit more reps. Okay. 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 Oh, fuck. I think I'll throw in some hammer curls and then we'll be done here. hammer curl specifically, my right arm is noticeably, significantly stronger. I'm gonna try out a new angle today. See how this looks from here. I've done a pose down from that angle before, back early on into when I got the camera, when I first got the new camera, but this is the first one in a while where I've got it there. I didn't put the auto white balance on, so we're working with what we got here. The problem with posing it here is that I can't exactly see myself as much. As I can posing down with the camera over there. But I think ultimately it's going to look a lot better. There's been something off with this bicep. It's been feeling tingly right here whenever I get a pump. And I don't think I tore anything. It feels like there's something messed up in here. It looks really lumpy. I don't know if that's just. Yeah. I feel like I would know if I tore something, you know? It would be more noticeable. Let's get a view from the back here. It just doesn't feel normal. It feels funky. It doesn't hurt or anything. It just feels like stuff's moving underneath the skin in a way that it shouldn't be. If that makes sense. There's definitely a lump here instead of here. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm worried about nothing. All right. Let's take a look at the footage and see if we need to do another take. I almost left without doing my favorite pose. I can't believe it. Gotta hit the Arnold. Fucking can't believe that. All right, let's see here. Let's try that from both angles. That one probably looks a little funky too. One more lat spread for the road. All right, let's go. Let's see, does that look any better? There we go. Sure, fine. Yeah, so that was back. That was a pretty good back day. Wasn't as good as it could have been if things had gone as planned that I originally planned on doing. But good day nonetheless. It's always a good day when you get to go to the gym. However, I have been skipping legs a little bit. There were certain days where it was necessary recently, but other days where I just didn't want to go. And I'm not necessarily recommending that anybody else do that. I mean, it's always you can take rest days when it's necessary. You can take rest days every so often just because you want to, but if you make a habit out of it, that can become an issue real quick. It's a slippery slope, kind of like going over on your calories and doing it more and more and more often when you're trying to, at least while you're trying to stay in a relative either a calorie deficit or a maintenance uh, calorie maintenance and try to maintain like I am, it can become an issue. Luckily, it hasn't become too big of an issue for me just yet. I'm sitting at, or I've been hovering right around 158, either right at, above, or below 58. More often, it's just either at or just above 158. So I'd say, what would this be? The fifth? 2000, 2100, 2200, 2300, 2400, 500, 400. So 4 weeks, or no, however many weeks it's been. It's been almost 2 months, I know for a fact. So almost 8 weeks, and only up like around 3 pounds, a little bit more. I'd say that's pretty good, at least as of like the as for like the main gaining phase and uh, having gone from 1900 calories to 2500 and not put on a massive amount of weight. I think I've approached it pretty well. Now, again, like I said, I haven't exactly been sticking to it stringently as I would like to, or as I would tell myself that I'd like to. But if I do notice the upward trend continue and it become like a quicker weight gain than I am anticipating and or want to see, I will cut back maybe like 100, 150 calories and go from there and see how I, affects my weight gain. Now, I did opt into going another week at 2,500 calories just to see what happens. Um, the more and more I think about it, that might be just where I sit at for a while and probably not move up from there because I'm making strength gains and I'm making progress at this calorie amount. So I think it would behoove me to stick around here, if not go up like 50 or 100 calories. Uh, if I'm feeling like I'm slacking in the gym. I think I went through this the last time whenever I went from the cut to the bulk last time, where I was feeling really good at the start, and then I started to feel uh, a little bit lazy. Now, I'm not eating so much to where I'm feeling fucking full and lazy like that. It's just, I don't know. Well, I guess that's all for tonight. This is more of a me venting out my frustrations with myself and not being able to stick to my fucking diet. Like literally, I'll tell you what goes on every day. I wake up, I tell myself, all right, I'm gonna wait till I get to work to eat my breakfast. Then I don't wait. I eat on the drive into work, and then I eat my lunches and my snacks at my normal times that I usually do. That really hasn't changed. The timing of my lunches hasn't really changed too much, like if at all. And I still do my after work meals. But every time I say, when I'm getting ready to go get changed to go home, I say, okay, I'm gonna cut back on the snack after work, and I'll stay under my calories. And then whether it's by like 50, 100, or a few hundred calories, I always, at least recently, I've been consistently staying above the calorie amount. And I'm literally telling myself every day, okay, today I'm gonna stick to it, not budging. And I've been caving. Hopefully that'll change. And if it doesn't change, then I'm gonna just lower my fucking calorie allotment and force the change. Um, I feel like I've said the same thing over and over this whole time in the beginning and now, but yeah, as long as I'm making progress in the gym, I guess it's okay. Just to, I still have the ab veins. I still got the vascularity. I'm still relatively lean. I haven't put on too much, I guess you could say, water weight or pudge as of yet. And again, I realize 3 pounds is not a lot to gain in 2 months. I understand that. But I start to panic when I look at the fucking graph of my weight chart where it I was expecting to kind of level out by the time I got to 2500 after I did the ramp up phase, but it's consistently going up like this instead of going like this, kind of like a exponential curve going like that, you know, or whatever the opposite of an exponential curve is, the inverse curve. But we'll see. I still haven't decided if I'm going into the actual lean bulk. Anyway, you don't care. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.